Nigga said that bitch ain't no. Oh,
I hate to be so derogatory, but it's called anything goes. So if you're sensitive, you shouldn't have clicked on the fucking link.
That's a whole fucking fact.
Anyways, so our topic of discussion for the night is going to be relationships. That was a random effect.
Oh yeah, get it in there.
So, B, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you open up since this was your kind of topic. And I'm a little bit drunk and I really feel like thinking right now. So,
bro, I'm just gonna lay it out here on the line. I'm just gonna smack daddy that biggity biggity back. How do y'all feel about polyamorous relationships?
Nigga, what?
Like, are y'all comfortable with bringing somebody else into the bedroom, into the relationship?
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, to me,
could you share?
That is, I feel like, could I share?
Could you share?
I honestly, potentially yes. I trust him. Like, you have no, I can't even put into words how much I trust him. So, if, I don't know about an actual poly relationship, but like a threesome were to come into the question and that's what he wanted, I do trust him, like, without a doubt, that it would not affect us. I feel like if you're going to get into threesomes, poly, etc., anything that involves multiple people, it takes two things, two most important things. Number one, complete trust. I'm not talking like no shadow of a doubt type of trust. And number two is a clear sit down and discussion on boundaries, what you will and will not allow, what you are and are not okay with. Like, you need to, that's like a literal sit down conversation.
Yeah, but that's kind of tough though, because you could be like, look, okay, you could be like, all right, so y'all bring another girl into it, he's like, okay, certain things are off limits, like, okay, you could be like, oh, I don't want you doing this and this and this. But, y'all get drunk, y'all get into it, you know what I'm saying? Shit might happen. And then at that point, then somebody's uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I feel like it falls back to, like, communication part. Like she said, boundaries. Like, once that happens, I feel like you cross the line or, like, you started to, like, take the bad side of what it is to make it, like, hurt or sting someone else,
I mean, from a guy's perspective, there's not really much, I can say. Because, if I was in a relationship and, my girl was like, she'd be open to doing a threesome. I mean, obviously, if it was with another girl, that's fine. But, like, under no circumstances would I even entertain the idea of anything else.
And that's why we say discussion and communication is important. Because that is your boundary. And that is something that's clear to let known. Because some women are okay with it being a female, but some wouldn't be. So if it's a woman that wouldn't be, and that's your boundary, then that's not something you need to explore.
Like she wants to do a threesome with another guy, it's over.
That's it.
It's over.
Yeah, that's your boundary.
And you know what? And me personally,
out of the question.
As open-minded as I am, I don't blame you. Because like I said, even though I said if he had come to me and he said something about it, for me and us, it could never be another man. It could never be another man. Why? Because I personally do not want another man besides him. So another man would not be on the table. And that, again, goes back to me trusting him. Because personally, for me, another man is not on the table, so that leaves only a female. So in order for a threesome to work, since that is my boundary and that is his boundary, it would have to be another female, and for that to work, I would have to trust him completely. I don't need to trust her. I need to trust him. Of course, the person that hypothetically would be in this position would be trusted.
I feel like with shit like that's always going to be a sticky situation. Because at the end of the day, like, let's say, just hypothetical. Let's say,
they wouldn't.
Let's say we're in the midst of it, and let's say, like, the guy, he starts enjoying it too much. As a woman, you're going to be like, yo, hold the fuck up. You know what I mean? Hold up.
No, I'm trying to tell you it's about trust because I'm trying to
yeah,
tell you.
I get that. But if like we're having a threesome, I'm with my girl, me and my girl started off, and then I started, fucking with the other chick, and I just goddamn like, I start making sounds, and goddamn, it's just like going crazy. Nigga, like, hold on, you ain't never did that shit with me.
You ain't never said that shit around me, nigga.
Or like, God forbid, like, I'm with my girl, and then I switch to the other girl, and then like, that shit just too crazy for me.
Again, that is where communication comes in. Because after the fact, because there's nothing you can do at the moment besides stop it. But after the fact, if that happened and that was the issue, then it sounds like something that she needs to have a discussion with you about and let you know how it made her feel.
Yeah.
Because if she's feeling that type of way, she needs to say something, and then when you have your chance to speak, and then you can figure out, all right, well, this isn't something that's meant for us.
She gonna talk about it after that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Look, every time she get mad, yeah.
No, I'm not talking about arguing and fussing about it. I'm talking about discussing it as two grown adults. For her to be able to sit you down and let her know what bothered you, and for you to let her know how you felt about it, because that's your chance.
So can you honestly say that if y'all agreed to like have a threesome, right? And then shit starts going and shit. And then, like, when he gets to the other girl, he starts, like clearly enjoying it, like, 10 times more. Like, at that point, you can't say that afterwards you're gonna be able to talk about that in a non-awkward way. Like,
you feel like it's gonna like sting.
You feel like I'm gonna be upset, and see, that's why I'm saying it's about communication. Because before we even got in the bedroom, there would be clear communication. So if it was something that I said I was okay with, if it was not in the list of things, okay, I don't want this, I don't want that, and it was not in those list of things that I am not personally okay with, what am I supposed to say? Because we sat down and we discussed it before we did this act. So that was my opportunity. After the fact, if something upset me, I cannot blame him. I cannot be mad at him. It is my job to sit him down and let him know, you know what, babe, we did this, I noticed this, it really upset me, I don't like that, so is that something we can keep in mind if we do this again? It's not that hard.
I'm saying you can discuss it, but I'm saying it's like, if it's a threesome, and then he gets to the other girl, he's like, I ain't never had no shit like this. Like, afterwards, that's just gonna be, that's a tough. That's an awkward conversation. I mean, I'm not, and I don't mean any harm by that.
Oh, I know, but see, I'm not.
That's an awkward conversation.
I personally am not most women, so it is not hard for me to imagine having a clear discussion with him. Things are only awkward if you make them awkward.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, for that you do have to be open-minded to be able to even explore into it, because you have to express yourself to your partner. Like, you have to let them know what's good and what's not good.
Like I said, I don't feel like having another person in a relationship is something that most people can handle. They may think they can, but I don't feel like that is a normal thing that most people can handle.
Yeah, I mean,
most
I
men
feel like that opens. That kind of like almost opens like Pandora's box. You know what I mean? Because as a man, like if I'm with a girl, we're together for a while, and I'm happy in my situation. Just. That would just kind of open up, just like, the idea of possibilities. Like, oh shit, well, Like,
and if it opens up the idea of you bringing a third person in, that's something you discuss with her. If it's not something she's okay with, then maybe you guys need to take a few steps back and figure out how to proceed from here. But that is something you voice, because you might be like, oh man, this is something I can enjoy regularly. Maybe she can too. And now you
personally, like if I was in a relationship, I mean, unless she would have come to me and said that, I probably wouldn't even bring that up. Because of this, me, that person that I am, like I said, I would never be okay with that. Like if it was another guy, you know what I mean. And for two, like at the end of the day, like I like I said, that shit would like. I'm the type of person like if we're together and you cheat on me, like some people like we can work through it, we can talk through it. Ain't no talking about shit. At that point, it's over. Like,
see, now you're hitting another subject that's cheating, like,
That's
no, but what I'm saying is just the act of my significant other being with somebody else, that'll be enough for me to be like, okay, I'm good. You know what I mean? We'll end that shit here. You know what I mean? So like, that's why like I wouldn't even kind of even bring that up because I already know how I am.
But see, that's the thing. See, that is what I'm talking about. That right there, you already know that a poly relationship or a relationship that involves multiple partners is not for you. So that would be something you communicate.
Yeah, unless like the person that I'm with, unless she like already kind of has an interest in like women, and that's something that is for her pleasure as well. Like if she's just doing it for the sake of me, then don't fucking do it. You know what I mean?
And see, that's why I was saying it's all about understanding and communication, because there are multiple types even of poly relationships. It doesn't even necessarily involve everybody dating each other. There are people who have, you know, for example, it's a triangle. You have the person at the top is dating two people and they are not dating each other. Like there are
shit, we got a couple comments. It says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We got one person, Sarah Pendergrass.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
She said, I'm over here smoking a black cherry Rello.
Oh.
And then a little while ago, she said, I have to say a big part of it is stability. Living from paycheck to paycheck can be rough. I agree 100% with Devyn. It looks like the whole world agrees with Devyn, huh?
You're right.
You put that on a t-shirt.
I should.
Just say I agree.
Just
with the infinity logo on it.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's different types of poly relationships, and in all honesty, you just have to be open, because if that's something you want, your partner doesn't, or vice versa, then it's not something that's meant for you guys, and that makes you need to take a step back and figure out if that person's for you. Because if you don't want something and they do, you're not going to be happy. If they want something and you don't, and they conform to, you know, how you want, they're not going to be happy. So, I mean, honestly, a lot of it is, one, knowing yourself, two, knowing your partner, trusting your partner, and having clear communication and boundaries. Because you cannot be with multiple people without that.
I feel like if you're really going to be, like, in a poly relationship, you might as well just be single. Because, like, as a guy, like, if I'm in a relationship with two women, then obviously I don't just want one person. So, I mean, it might work for a while, but, you know, if I'm really not set on having that one significant other, then fuck having, even after a while, having two is going to get old to me. You know what I mean? I'm going to want somebody new. If I can't really be content with one person, then having multiple partners isn't going to fulfill that for me.
And that's you. That's you personally. Because for me, for example, I go both ways. So if clearly this is